The protectors of the pass were attacked by a creature made of black ooze and hate. What stupid sentence. It crashed against the party like a wave against the rocks, but the friends stood resolute and defeated their foe. They next found themselves in a chamber protected by an anti-magic field and surrounded by attacking Regessian orcs. The protectors fought hard and defeated the orc leader, causing the others to surrender. In the same room was a pit, easily 100 feet deep. As the friends investigated, they heard again the distorted song of forms and were each racked with pain. Their agony faded as Their agony faded as the song slowly dissolved into silence again.
Pit.
If you recall, the very last thing, I think the very last thing that happened was one of the Regessians who had previously surrendered tried to reach out and grab Myetharia to pull her down into this pit, but failed to get a strong enough grasp before he fell. The rest of the Regessians herded into the corner, submitting, and it is there that we will pick up looking around the room and exploring what you guys want to do next.
Winry, did you use the Vigilant Blessing at the beginning of this encounter, or did I give it to you after?
I don't.
She couldn't use it in this room because of the. She couldn't use it because of the anti-magic field.
Yeah, she tried to use it.
I know I rolled really low, right?
Yeah. I think you couldn't.
Yeah, you did.
I think so, but I cleared the turn order.
You were dead last.
All right, I guess I'll wait. This is a risk. I'm gonna forget. Because when we go in a room, it doesn't wipe our buffs. We just can't use our buffs.
That is correct. It is a suppressing fact, not a cleaning of the slate.
You're a child.
Wow.
You know what?
It doesn't wipe our butts.
Now you don't get it.
I didn't say that. She didn't say that either.
Nobody said that.
It's wiping our buffs. Our
Rev, you get Vigilant
powerful
Blessing. Wait, except we're in the room, so you don't. Never mind. I'm going to give you Vigilant
Don't
Blessing.
cast anything. Stop it.
Well, do we all kind of agree that the mages are in the pit and we got to get them out?
Yeah, we're going down. We're going to the pit. Let's go into the pit.
I don't know if there's anywhere else to go. Are there any other doors to these rooms? Because it feels like... Oh, wrong mouse. It feels like this is sort of a dead end. Like, I know there's other doors I think there doesn't seem to be any other door we haven't tried to go through. So it feels
no
like
one
this is
has
a dead end
searched or
unless
anything at
we
this
go
point.
down.
Yeah.
All right, then let's just do a quick sweep.
Looked in the side rooms.
Okay. You can spend a moment here to give a sweep of both rooms. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Can I assist in that? I'll help look around too.
Sure, make it with advantage. And with guidance, apparently, as a real bonus. Wow, those are both really, really bad from you, buddy.
We're off to a great start. Guidance is a D4.
D4, yep.
Yep.
17.
It's not bad.
Well, the good news is, as you give a search around, first of all, you don't find anything untoward, like no further traps, anything of this nature. What you do find is, down here in the very southwest, there is, in fact, a hidden door built into the stonework over here.
All right, you mind if I open it?
Also, know well enough here that opening this door has an alarm spell triggered into it.
All right, I'm gonna deactivate that quick.
So, since it is a magical effect, you can't physically disable the alarm spell from this side. You'd have to be able to get to the string, which is on the other side. Or you can dispel the magical effect of it.
Hey there, Jack. Can you dispel this for me?
Can it be dispelled from this side?
You can dispel it, yes.
I'll stroll over there.
It's a magical alarm, so can't do much with that.
Well, I hope I can help. Do I know what level? I think I have alarm. Hang on.
Alarm, I think, is 2nd level. And it would
I
not
have
be
it in my
unreasonable for you to
ritual
know
book. Let me check to see how many charges I got. I think I'm good. Can I just say that I got this wand, I think, in our 7th session or maybe like 12th session, and I've had it the whole game.
Yeah, when we
in the
first
Fire
entered
Forest.
the Fire Forest.
Item.
It was
Did
the
you know
first
that this
session we went into
wand
the Fire Forest.
is not actually part of the adventure path? And I put it in there because I felt like we needed some way to dispel magic, because it talks about
Genius.
dispelling magic in the 2nd adventure, but you don't get 3rd level spell slots until after that.
Genius.
Wow.
Sorry.
And it's
Little
an item.
self-pat on the back.
It's an item MVP. You deserve credit for that. That's amazing. That blows my
Yeah.
You
mind.
do deserve credit for it.
100%.
I was going to give you credit even without that. All right, I'll do 1 charge of my wand to dispel magic. I'll point it at the door and I'll tell Rev, step back. Because I'm kind of like pointing it at the door.
Without a issue, you are able to dispel the alarm that is hooked into this door.
And I'll say, I think that should do it.
Okay, I'm looking in here now.
I don't even know where you are.
So they went down to the bottom
We're
left,
down to the left.
this direction.
Nice.
I'm peeking in here. It looks like barrels of
Inside
water.
this hallway, sort of. Inside this hallway, there are large cylindrical columns, basically. A whole bunch of them, about 7 of them, it looks like, on the way down the hallway. The hallway itself, beyond that, is largely just open space.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a door down there.
There is a double door, a large double door at the end of this. And kind of carved, or maybe stylized into the door frame itself, are some very nice looking pictures that you can't really make out from this distance.
I'm going to slowly... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, before we leave this room, could I loot the orc leader's body? I know he has his poison daggers, but I don't know if he had anything else of worth on him. We might have looted them
Absolutely,
already.
you
I don't remember.
can. So there are daggers that he has with him that are coated in wyvern poison. That wyvern poison will last for the next hour, roughly. So if you want to use them in this adventure, you can. After that point, they will just become normal daggers.
What
Okay.
about...
And
what
how
about,
much does the...
And my arrows... I should have like 2 more shots of wyvern poison, right?
Same thing. They will last for an hour once applied.
Okay. Did we agree how many
yeah, how
shots
much
it
was
was?
the-
It was 3 shots?
I think we said 3 was a normal dosage.
You said 3 like a session or 2 ago.
Yep, I remember that. All right, so I'm going to slowly approach.
I'll take those
Okay.
things, Justin.
Perfect. I think that there
While
were
Rev is
6
out of the
daggers
room.
left, by the way.
Okay, sounds good. And that's a D4 plus what for the poison?
I can look it up for you, but
Sounds good.
if you really
That's
want to
good.
write it down, it's normally just a D4 for the damage dice, a DC 15 con save, dealing 7d6 on a fail, or half as much on a success.
Ooh, that's why I went for them. They were big. Whew, thank you.
After I get the door for Rev, I'm gonna go back to the main room, the anti-magic room, and I want to make it over to the pit. I'm like looking down, trying to figure it out. But it's also I'm keeping an eye on our captives here to make sure they don't try anything.
Sure. As Rev, you kind of make your way down this hallway, you start to feel this same chill in your back as you felt at the entrance to this entire complex. And after a moment, you hear this overlapping kind of humming sound. And a voice comes to your ears, says, "Persistent fools, you will not reach the obelisk. After our forces have slain you, I will raise you." That's a spider walking on the wall right in front of me. That startled me. "I will raise you as walking dead and let you lead the assault on your pathetic rebellion." As the voice fades in your mind. Right. Sorry.
Oh,
It was just like I was reading, and then creeping up above my monitor comes this little spider. It's not a particularly big one. It was just like caught my eye as it was going past. As the voice finishes in your mind, noises occur, and all of you kind of see what happens. As all of a sudden, springing up in all sides, not in all sides, in a bunch of different sides, are some, as I get colors, walls that appear. First, one appears. That's awkward. It clicked on me weirdly. At the end of the walkway, a wall of force seems to appear in front of you, Rev, in the distance, sealing off the doorway ahead of you. The next thing, Bryn, a wall appears directly behind you. Just thunk straight across, sealing off that room 14 that was above you there. And the last thing that happens is one final wall. No, two walls. Hold on. Chunks straight across through the anti-magic room, seemingly with no issue, parting it in half. And one final wall appears. That's not what I wanted. One final wall appears, sealing off the far room from you, creating this corridor, seemingly for you. And as it finishes, a loud churning sounds from next to you, Rev, and the faces on these cylindrical objects slide open, and a powerful spray of water begins to gush outwards aggressively at all of you.
I don't like it.
It starts to fill this room, this corridor in front of you, fast. And as it does so, we're going to go through this round by round. And I would actually like for everybody to roll initiative for me
With my dice.
in order to
Oh, I didn't do Vigilant
go through
Blessing!
this.
Damn it!
And
5.
17 for me.
9.
that's not what I want.
Bryn got a 9.
3 for me.
Nice.
I can type it in, which I can't.
I can for you. Oh, Winry with the
Yeah.
025.
On Josh's keyboard, and
You're fine.
I can't reach that.
And Rev?
24.
Very nice.
Oh.
So, Winry, Rev, and then Myetharia, the three of you react fast enough that you will have a turn before the water does anything to you. And so, if you would like to do anything at this point, you have your opportunity. We'll start with Winry.
Can I see if I can find any valves on the water?
And go ahead and make a search if you'd like, an investigation check.
Oh, 16.
There are no switches or valves that you can find on this side. The only thing that you could think of that you might be able to do is use something to block some of the water coming out. Unsure how effective it would be or how much you'd be able to do, but that's the best you can think of.
The openings that's coming out of?
Not quite barrel sized, like the maybe 2 feet square of high pressure water. Anything else?
Ooh, I'll take a patch off of my cloak.
Okay.
It is a, let's see, iron door,
Okay.
and I will put it against. It doesn't say how big it is. I could probably look actually at the actual object and tell me.
Oh, it'd probably be a normal door size.
Okay, so can I put it across 2 of them?
These are big.
1. Okay.
You might have a chance to put it across 1. Even so, it's not going to seal perfectly. But it will at least try to lessen a little bit of the flow from one of them.
Ah.
I'm going to actually place a door. Because I can. That didn't go very well, honestly. Okay. There is now a door partially blocking this one. Oh, that did actually do pretty well. Perfect. The water still kind of leaks around it because it does not form like a perfect seal or anything like this, but it is preventing it from being quite as aggressive coming out of that particular like cistern slot. Anything else? Are you all set?
Can I take a potion of flying?
You certainly could.
I will do that.
Okay. The ceilings are 10 feet, but you can fly.
Climb up the wall.
Okay, you can try to. The walls are sheer and stone.
Fine, fly.
Okay, you down the potion. You have flight. You flying upwards? Okay. I will kind of give you wings as though you're levitating. Rev, I think it's you next.
I'm reading about the bead of force that I have here. A closed creature can move back to the push against. The sphere can be picked up. Okay. I'm reading about this bead. It looks like if I tried to use it to block it, it would probably just be pushed out. Like it's not like an unmovable rod.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like kind of like a hamster ball in a torrent of water, which would be really funny.
It would be funny
visually, but probably not the move here. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna take a look around for some kind of mechanism to close these doors as well. I think that's my best opportunity here. What do I roll?
Investigation. Sorry.
25.
As far as you can tell, there is no mechanism that you can do to shut off the water from this side. The best thing that you could try to do is to wedge the covers in some way, shape, or form to either prevent them from opening or stop them from expelling as much water.
Is there a way to leverage my crowbar into one of them to like keep the thing from opening?
You need something sort of spike or something like this. Something to pierce into the stone in order to get it to stay.
Like, could I use one of my old swords?
You could try to.
Okay, then I'm gonna use Cadillac to try and.
I don't think
pin
I've
that.
ever heard you name Cadillac as a sword.
Well, that's the name of the sword.
Go ahead and make a
Cadillac?
strength athletics check for me to try to wedge it in by hand. You've got to dig this sword into the stone, try to seal it.
13.
With the amount of water that's coming out of it, you have a hard time getting it into position, and does not seem like you're able to make any progress. I will move you forward to the next one, though.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try it, fail it, and say, Jack, we need wall of force. Jack, wall of force. And I'm gonna kind of book it over here.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Myetharia.
Question. Are there like walls, or there are no walls around the pit, right?
Nope.
So if water is going to be flowing through here, wouldn't it just like flow down the pit?
That seems like a very logical conclusion.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna move over here. Does it feel like the anti-magic field is gone over here?
Yes.
Alright. Well, I can't see it because I can't get in the room because people are crowding up the doorway, but make sure. 5, 10.
Oh,
15,
that doorway
25.
should be too wide. You should be able to get through.
Oh, it's too. Oh, I didn't know it was too wide. Excellent. And I'll stand
You can
here.
also move
Let's see what's
through
going on.
allies' spaces.
Yeah,
Also
but I would
true.
be standing on. I would be standing on Rev, but I didn't know it was a. I didn't know it was a two-door,
Sorry.
a two
Yep.
wide door.
Should have made that clear for you.
Good. Where is the water gushing from? Can you ping that for
So
me?
far, it has started coming from the first couple of these,
I see.
but they're going to, in estimate or like quick thought, they're probably going to keep opening.
All right. Let me make sure. 15, 20, 25. Okay, so I'm gonna move over here.
What
So
are
I'm
the
out of the
barrels
way.
made of again?
What?
What
Oh,
are the
they're made of
barrels
stone.
again?
They're not barrels. They're
Okay.
like stone
Basins?
columns, basically. No, they're like cylindrical columns.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna. Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm gonna use enhanced ability on myself. I'm still deciding what I'm gonna use. But I think I'll just do like wisdom. I don't know. Getting advantage on saves. Well, this is checks, right? Yeah, I'll do wisdom, and then I'm gonna use a superior healing potion. So you guys can go on to the turn. I'll just roll dice over here.
On the first turn here, the water roars through, and it was at this point, this is basically as much time as you had to prepare before the first wave of water begins to cascade through this entire area. I need everybody to make an athletics check for me. If you have any resistance to being pushed or pulled, then you can take that advantage on that.
We have to actively be holding the time we were
Correct.
here to get the effect, right?
And we didn't have a turn yet because we slow, honey.
thought it
Do I
was
still have to do it if I'm
rolled-
flying in the air?
Excuse me.
You are high enough that you will not have to for this one at the very least. The water comes through at about 3 feet in height.
Well, I rolled
I should
2
note,
10s,
I'm sorry.
so-
Rev, I'll take yours because it's the first roll. Anyway, the water is freezing cold, and therefore everyone that doesn't have advantage normally is going to be rolling at disadvantage. Those that do have advantage will be rolling straight rolls. Rev, I'll take your 21 because it was the first one anyway. That is totally fine.
Good thing I rolled 2 10s.
Let's see if I can roll a 1, because that's the only thing lower than what I rolled.
Boy.
I rolled way better, so it's a 3.
I also rolled a 3, which makes it a 2.
Okay.
At least I have +1.
I have 15 total.
Oh wait, but we have disadvantage. I rolled higher than the second one.
So, Myetharia, you succeed. Rev, you succeed.
Okay.
Neither of you are thrown back by the water, but it is very hard for you to stand upright. The other two of you,
Right.
Bryn, you're pushed 20 feet backwards away.
Oh, no me gusta.
And for Jack, the water kind of swirling around at the end drags you and pulls you down into the pit. Make an athletics check with disadvantage to try to hang on.
Oh no, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that.
He said
Okay,
disadvantage.
So that's 14. And that's 8.
And Jack grasps at the edge. And Bryn, you're the only one who sees his fingers come up empty as Jack falls downwards into the pit, disappearing from
But-
That
sight.
guy's-
He's falling slower because he's in water, right?
Jack, we'll get to you in a minute, as you are disappeared from sight at this point in time. Unless you have some way to do something, you're going to fall through 80 feet of no magic first. You didn't come through for some reason there. Steph, I saw you
She was
talking.
I was
screaming.
yelling. There's still no magic.
You.
For 80 feet downwards through this pit, there is no ability to use magic.
Even in
Hey,
this room
hey.
still.
Correct.
Bro, we're all just as close to you as we have.
I'm very upset.
While he's looking, Bryn, you can go ahead and try to take your turn if you'd like.
I don't. You did this. Like what? What do you want? I don't even know how far I am from things. So 15.
The water is cold enough, just so you are aware beforehand, that you'll have to make a successful concentration save in order to even cast a spell in the water.
Oh boy.
Well, what about my armor?
Do you have resistance to cold?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you make it with advantage.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you make it a straight roll, because you'll ignore the disadvantage of the frigid water. But you're still getting battered by this current.
Oi boy. Oi boy. I'm re-looking at all my different ideas to see.
Oh wait, wasn't it my turn?
Yeah, but he assumed
Yep.
you didn't have anything to do.
If you have something you want to do
Oh.
from falling,
How-
go for it.
How fast am I falling?
You would make it to the bottom in one round. I just haven't described what happens at the bottom yet. Is there something you'd like to try to do?
Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't work.
And anti-magic.
No, so the rain. It was I was going to use Vortex Warp, which is a spell I used before, but it says you twist space around another creature you can see within range, which means not me. So nope, I got nothing.
Seeing Jack go down and not knowing that I can't do anything in there to help him, I'm gonna come. Sort of
Make
like
an
in the
athletics
door,
check to try to move against the current.
like up the stairs, like the whole movement.
Yep. I'll
No,
let you
that's
make this one at
actually-
normal because you also ignore the frigid part of the water, which is
Is-
helpful.
To take out the tier, what level action is that?
It would be a bonus action probably because it's going to be in your backpack and everything to unstow it.
Okay, yep. I'll take out my tier, so
Okay.
then I don't have. So.
Yep, so holding it in your hand, you now have advantage on this. You ignore the disadvantage of the frigid water, you have advantage from the tier.
Okay. Good. I rolled an 18 and a 1.
Nice.
So 19 for my athletics check. As I'm
Alright.
still fighting up the water
Yep.
to get to the rest of them, I'll say, Jack's down the pit, and I'll fall to my knees and sort of brace myself in the door frame. And I'll start to what looks like praying, but you've never really seen me do it before. And as I'm sort of mumbling under my breath, you see like stars, sort of like almost like fireworks around me. And you see like my amulet sort of glows brightly, almost looking like the moon. And I'm going to try divine intervention.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I like this.
So you have to roll
I-
your cleric level or under on a D100.
I always forget this is the tens digit
Yep,
and this is the ones digit.
correct. Here we go, folks.
No way. 72.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
Yes. At least I can use it again if we need it.
that's right.
Just not the time.
It's just not, it's not the time for
not
you.
time.
So, except
For
on
the
a long rest.
power.
damn it.
Next.
I don't think.
Oh, I was gonna say that doesn't sound right, but great.
It is not the right time for your deity, for the powers of the Twilight to intervene in this location, and therefore
Which means it's-
no help.
Twilight's like, you guys got this.
Can I
Yeah,
say
no
like
help comes.
advantage because like the moon
Nope.
can pull water and control the tides and
I like it.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Ah,
with advantage I would have gotten 60. So
Always helpful to know that I didn't rob you of anything.
okay, so I took out my tier, I moved, I tried that. I'm
Tempted.
done.
Winry, it's you
Huh?
floating above. The
Trying to figure
water
out.
is getting
Well, we'll find out what
higher.
happened
It
to
will
me.
probably be high enough that it
I-
will reach you somewhat in the next turn.
Can't
Justin,
I
we
know
don't find out
how-
what happens to me.
I can find out what happens to you here in a second.
how far I can fly with fly.
I'll tell you on your next turn. Probably 60 feet, because it's probably like the fly spell.
Okay. But I can't use healing, agility, or anything.
I would probably not let you. And the fly spell dissipates from you as soon as you enter the room.
Now can I use healing, agility?
Sure.
But now I'm floating in the water.
I'm fine with that if you'd like. You can try to
As I
run. Are you
fell.
running with the current? Because running with the current's very easy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What am I gonna do when I get there?
I don't know.
You'll probably
Forgot about the
you'll probably
intimate
hit the bottom before Jack does.
Because I was like, oh, I'll just cast fly and go get it.
He's gonna run, or she's gonna run
Do I
down
fall?
the wall.
Yeah, you can. But you can't.
Can I
do
run down
anything
the
once
wall?
you run down the wall.
I can walk up the wall.
You could. So I'm not gonna say that you would catch Jack. No. But you could chase him downwards if you'd like. Okay. Winry just bolts past everybody, following the current after hearing Jack has been drawn down, and just off the edge, kind of running down the wall as she goes.
I have what's it called? I don't know if it's gonna help because if it's magic. Fall thingy. Not slow fall.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna make you fall any slower than normal. You just don't take damage at the bottom.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, you're just kind of running down the side as you watch Jack. And now that there's two of you over there, I guess I can say this. As you're chasing him, trying to catch up to him, you fall through about 80 feet, give or take, of no
magic.
Yeah, no magic zone. I can't remember what it's called all of a sudden.
When you start to fly again.
Bad magic.
And then there's 40 feet at the bottom before you actually hit stone floor that you can start to see. The first 20 feet of that, you could start to fly if you wanted to. And then the last 20 feet of that, you watch as Jack suddenly slows way down at the bottom before landing gently at the bottom on the ground. There seems to be some sort of enchantment at the bottom here to make it so that you can fall down the pit without it killing you.
Well, didn't you say last week that the guy who tried to pull Myetharia down was a... We didn't see it.
No, we saw
You saw him.
We distinctly said
We saw him alive at the bottom.
Yep. So you knew that someone had fallen down the pit and survived it, at least. Now it makes a lot more sense as Jack makes it to the bottom, landing still prone, but gently, without any damage. Winry, you catch up to him as he falls, basically, and the two of you now are at the bottom of the pit, looking up, as the water is flooding downwards.
I say, well, that could have been a lot worse.
Is that guy
Go upstairs, please. What is it?
and block her body?
Rev,
Okay.
it is your turn.
Does Jack get a turn now that he's at the bottom?
No, I spent that whole turn falling.
He mostly spent his turn falling.
Oh.
I'm gonna say, get behind the door. We're gonna close it and buy us some time.
You're muted, Ryan.
I'm
No, he's
muted.
not.
Oh, wait, no, he's.
You muted
Oh,
me.
that?
my bad. Hang on.
Why'd you do that, honey?
What'd you mute him for?
Okay,
Well, I
start
said-
again.
I said, get behind the door. We're gonna close it and buy ourselves some time to get down the pit.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, you know what happened.
So I'm gonna be posted up there. I will look to Myetharia and hopefully it'll signal to her that I probably will need some help with this door.
Like,
Or
I mean,
Bryn,
I-
who's stronger, Myetharia or Bryn?
Well,
Me and Winry are
Bryn
the
is,
strongest.
and she
Okay.
goes after me anyway, so she has to leave the room first before we can
Yeah.
close the
So
door.
so I'm going to.
To be fair, I said I was braced in sort of the door frame. However, Justin wants to rule it.
You moved to the square beyond the door,
Well,
therefore.
I'm going to be looking to Bryn to help me muscle this door.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
so I'll say that you're readying an action to try to shut the door against the current.
That's my turn.
Perfect. Myetharia.
Yeah. Let me see what I can do. Can I walk through the water? I'm gonna guess you probably won't let me do anything more than half speed to not. No. going with the current, but not letting it push me over.
So going with the current, you can move at normal speed, but every round that the flood comes up in the initiative tracker, there is still going to be a save to keep your footing. That's in general, whether you're going with or against the current.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh gosh. I don't think I can do it. Okay, well, I'm gonna start moving. Wrong mouse again. I'm gonna start moving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Back to the doorway again, and kind of holding there. And I don't think it's gonna work, but I'm gonna send a message to the Winry. She jumped second, so I mean, out of the two, she'd be the most alive. It's only 120 feet, so I don't know if it's gonna work. I'll just say, are you both all right? Did you catch him?
There is no response, as it does not work through a foot of stone either.
Oh.
So there's a lot more stone than that between you and her.
Yeah, there's that as well.
Worth a shot.
Worth a shot. That's frustrating.
Sorry.
Know if I have. Oh, I don't know if I have anything. I used up all my rope. Ooh. I'll just hold until they get that door closed and the water level can go down.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I can get to the. I can't get to the edge. Use my action anyway, so.
In the meantime, the water current continues to raise. It is now a 5-foot high torrent of water coming at you all. Go ahead and make, again, the three of you that remain, athletics checks. Those of you who get the advantage, I think that's Myetharia and Rev, can roll at straight. And Bryn, actually, you roll straight also because of your armor.
That's attack roll or saving throw. Okay, never mind.
21.
Very nice, Rev.
Sorry, is this an athletics check? Oh, okay. And my other one was probably wrong. 3.
I got a natural 20 for 21.
Nice.
Very nice.
Hey, nice.
Bryn and Rev hold their positions. Myetharia is swept away by the torrent of water. You can make one more if you'd like. This is at disadvantage for real this time because it isn't about getting pushed or pulled really here. It's about whether you can grab an edge throughout this massive torrent.
9.
You fall as well, and you join Winry and Jack.
Yeah, I have my answer
pit.
now.
Okay.
I am mostly going to skip you guys' turns that have gone down the pit unless you really want to have a turn.
Is there water?
There's no ability to cast magic upwards. And unless you can give me a way that you can, it's going to be really hard for you to make it up the pit.
There's nothing in here.
I can describe what you come into
Like
if
a
you'd
secret
like.
door or something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'd like to know what we're seeing.
Is the water filling up the?
turn?
Is the water filling up the room at all?
So it's not just a room down there. Okay, I'll go into it. At the bottom of the pit, what you find yourselves in is a smoothly hewn tunnel of rock. The tunnel that you're in has a slight bend to it, to the, well, like, I don't know how to describe that. It has a slight bend to it, as though it is not perfectly straight, but instead perhaps circular in nature, like a ring. Inside this area, there is a little bit of light. There's no true light sources, but every now and then there's a flickering of light down the hallway that you can still make out. The other interesting thing that you find when you're down there is that there's a relatively high or reasonable number of people. These people are desperate. They are disparate, perhaps maybe the better word there. They are in rough shape as well, though. almost all of them look extremely haggard. There is this air about them of almost insanity amongst most of them. The last thing that you can find down here are some constructs. Every now and then, you can find this large construct that is just slowly walking down the hallways. That's what you find at the bottom of the pit.
What's happening with the water that's coming down?
It comes down and it washes away in all directions. There's not really much place for it to go, but it's trying to filter its way through. The ring is big enough that it creates a wash away, but it's not going to immediately threaten anyone outside of its vicinity, if that's
Okay.
what you're asking
So
about.
the room isn't starting to fill up with water.
No, it is big. So the pit that you fall down, the hallway is like 15 feet wide, and it disappears out of sight in both directions, kind of. Like it's a ring, so you can only see so much of it, but we're talking about this ring being hundreds of feet in diameter.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we don't know
Well,
any of that, so
You're not in imminent danger down there. I'll
if
say
Bryn
that.
and I can still
I'm more
try to close the
concerned
door.
I'm more concerned about all the other people that are down here. Like that, I want to make sure they're not drowning.
That was my concern too, but Justin's, yeah.
Yeah, no one is in imminent danger that is down the pit. This more feels like flushing the toilet than drowning the rats.
Yeah.
Yep. So I won't
Makes sense.
do anything because eventually Rev and Bryn are gonna wind up down here. So, and if they don't, then bully for them. So I'll grab the three of us and I'll kind of like usher us further a little bit into the tunnel, but like find a place to hide so
Absolutely.
that this construct doesn't come after us right now.
Sure. Trying to get around the corner as best you can out of sight. Bryn?
I'll give everybody the symbol. The finger over the lips. That feels gross.
You are attracting a little bit of interest from the various people around, but probably less than you might have expected to, as it seems more like people are in a pretty apathetic state for the
They
most
look like
part.
they're starving.
They do not look like they're starving, interestingly. And I can get into that if you'd really like to, but
Maybe later.
they're not well fed, but they're not starving. Bryn. It'll be you.
I'll help Rev try to shut the door.
Okay. Moving to the other side. Whoever wants to take the lead here can roll that athletics check at a straight check to try to fight against the current to
That's
close the door.
definitely Bryn.
Give yourself guidance.
No, because that's an action.
Nice.
19.
Okay. You can get the door closed and try to hold it. Each turn, you're going to have to try to hold this door against the torrent of water.
And I imagine the water's loud, and I'll yell to Rev, "What do we do? They're all down there. I can't do anything in that room."
Well, I thought that the door would help. Let's get down the pit.
And I can't hold a move, can I?
Typically, no.
Because I was just gonna say that I just put my hand over his, and I'll move when he moves, or like let the water take.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. If you both want to, I don't have to continue the initiative here. If you're both going to submit to the water, so to speak, and let yourself be washed down.
Well, I was still going to try and close the doors to keep the water from rushing down.
Okay. If you wanted to try to lock the doors behind you through some means that you have, there are not standard locks on them.
Oh, okay.
So you'd have to have something that would seal them. Like an
the
arcane
water-
lock spell, perhaps, if you happen to have one.
You know what? Forget it. Let's just go down this. Let's just go down this pit.
And you find yourselves washed downwards through this. I am going to drag us to just
Also,
some
not
random page
knowing-
a minute.
Not knowing what happens in the pit, I'll keep hold of Rev's hand so I can feel if I need to cast my Twilight, my flying.
That's very sweet.
Also, it's just kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm
very
going to
nice.
just drag us to the player map a second because I just have this to share with you guys instead.
Ooh.
I did it as a handout instead of as a gigantic map because positioning itself is not as important. What you see there, that pit, is the part where you fall down. The rest of it is all effectively prison. There are rooms as you go around and kind of look around. I'm going to change the music so I stop having to feel like I'm marching while I give the descriptions. There are like rooms in all different directions as you go around. There's kind of these doors on each of these rooms. But there's little interest from most people in actually doing more than just sitting on the ground and hanging out for the most part. Despite trying to hide from this construct, as it walks by, and you guys kind of hide out in one of these rooms initially, it shows no interest in looking around. It just is slowly plodding around in a circle. It does not seem to care at all about the people that are around and just walks past. You keep track of it, kind of watching it as it goes past, and eventually it goes towards one of the people who's kind of sitting there, kind of lamenting and like moaning on the ground, and it reaches out one of its construct hands, and you see a brief pulse of energy, and the person who was laying there on the ground, their pallor improves slightly, as though they just had something done to them to increase their vitality or to cure something from them. After a moment of kind of watching, the construct looks at him and then just continues plodding down the hallway slowly, resolutely, step after step. A moment after it leaves, this small, it's almost like a stick that's on the side of the wall. A burst of magical energy happens at the stick, and some bread and water suddenly appears below it, and you see a small scramble of people to kind of rush over and grab a little bit of it as there's no fighting or anything like this over it, but the closest like handful of people run over and grab some of the food and water and then kind of disperse back apart again.
After the construct is gone, just to make sure it's not going to come after us, I'll come out of wherever we're hiding and approach someone who's got their bread and water. I guess I'd try to find the most lucid person in the group. And I'll approach them and I'll say, very warm greetings, friend. My name's Jack and we're here to help you. What's going on? Where are we? And what is that construct doing?
A handful of them that are around, as you get closer, it seems like they're treating the food and water that they got almost as though it is like cake at a party or something, cake and wine at a party. They seem to be like sitting in a small group in one of these rooms, and they're like toasting to each other as they sip the water. They seem mostly insane as you look in them at them, but the one that's sitting on the outside of it, seeming a little bit more together, or at least a little bit more with it, says, well, welcome to the halls of pain, I guess. Not been a day or two since we've had anyone new down here, but sure you'll fit in. Find your place eventually.
I'm a little worried to ask, but why are they called the Halls of Pain?
Well, whenever the song fades, and you can make out in the distance now that you're a little closer, this sing-songy voice that you can just barely hear in the distance, kind of echoing throughout all the halls. It's a familiar sound, but it's almost impossible to decipher any words or anything, but it has that same tone of the Song of Forms that you've heard many times. Whenever the song ends, the pain begins. You'll see. Just hang around. Every 10 minutes or so.
Where are you from?
Me? I was a farmer. From here in Regesia. A little ways south of Ragos.
Don't happen to see Hedin down here, do we?
Not immediately, at least.
You sons of bitches!
Oh.
So we can assume this is some of the machinations of the machine, the scourge that we're in. Some part of the.
Best
I'll,
we can
I'll look
figure.
to.
We're used
I'll look
as
to.
some sort of fuel.
I'll look to Jack and say, do you know why the song stopping, the Song of Forms stopping, would cause them pain? I don't fully understand it myself. I feel like you'd understand it better.
We felt
Why is it saving
the same
them?
thing, right?
You did feel a little bit of it. It wasn't strong enough that it caused you significant harm up above, but you could tell that it was happening.
But it's different than the pain that happens when you sing the song.
Correct.
That's why this is confusing.
It doesn't. It sounds reminiscent of the song that I know, but it's different. It's distorted in some way.
So
if
perhaps
you
it's
hear
a.
that much of the song, you can go talk to the choir.
Perhaps it's an antithesis to the song you've learned.
Yeah, instead of giving things form, it tries to take the form away. The choir?
Perhaps.
There's a group of prisoners who swear that if they can figure out the song, they could keep the pain away forever, but...
Can you tell me where they are?
Yeah, they're like quarter of the way around to the east. If you head that way. Kind of points down the hallway. You really can't miss them. There's a lot of singing and scratching.
Is the song in Sylvan like the Song of Worms is?
You can't hear it well enough to tell.
Okay. I was just curious if we could hear the words, if we could know
It's
why
kind of
it's doing what it is.
It's muted enough that you can't make out what any of the words are. You can tell that it's being sung, and it's distorted enough from echoing throughout all of these hallways that it's very difficult to pick anything real out of it.
I'm gonna pat this guy on the shoulder and say, well, take heart, friend. We're the protectors of the pass, and we've been in stickier situations than this, and we're here to get you out. So it'll just be a matter of time. And I'll just pat him on the shoulder.
He kind of looks up at you and says, oh, absolutely. That's good on you.
Before he has too much more to say, I'll turn around to everybody else and say, or I guess I can assume that everyone heard that conversation. And I'll say, we should go talk to the choir folks. I might be able to help them.
As painful as I think it's gonna get, I think we should go towards the music. Yes.
Well, I don't think they're the ones that are doing the singing, right?
Not probably the one that you can hear echoing,
Yeah.
but he
they're
did
trying to
imply
figure
that
out
they
how
were
to
trying
counteract
to, learn it or something.
it. Okay, let's head that direction. As we kind of go that way, I want to drop back or move forward to wherever Winry is, and I want to take her hand, and I'll say, thanks for coming after me.
Anytime. I thought I was gonna do more good, but at least you weren't alone down here.
That means a lot. No, give her a smile and squeeze her hand, squeeze her paw.
Why would they make us come down here with the water? Presumably there's another way to get in and out. Because someone has to set this all up. So why would they push us down here?
It's a prison, and now we're trapped in it. I'd say it was
I
a
don't
pretty
know.
perfect plan. Sorry I fell in so quick, guys. I had a plan to stop the water, but
You are
It's
weak.
not your fault.
I don't think we had
I
a
used
chance
to
against
be.
that water.
I used to be a much stronger swimmer, but yeah, so just keep heading that direction until we find the singers.
As you kind of work your way that direction, you notice a couple of things. The first thing is that there are a few very small tunnels, it looks like, along the ground. They look small enough that, Rev, you might be able to fit in it if you squished yourself. Really tiny creatures could move through there, and you being small could squish yourself to tiny. No one else would be able to fit through them in any way, shape, or form. But as you kind of are coming by and you kind of look in and glance in at one of them, you find eyes looking back at you, one set, and it appears that there is, in fact, a gnome already within there. And as you kind of see, they scurry backwards further into the darkness to try to stay away from your sight.
It's his house.
Does he offer Rev a red balloon?
Nope, sure doesn't.
I just saw a gnome in there. Do you want me to go after him?
Don't scare him.
Oh, I wouldn't dare.
If you think you can get in there, sure. You're braver than me.
I mean, it
That's
might
no
be a
problem.
detour, but you know what? Yeah, okay, I'll go. So I'm gonna get in there.
At this point, I think we can use any information that we can get.
All right, I'm
You
getting.
Squeeze your way in,
I'm following
trying
the gnome.
to chase this guy down.
Hey, hey,
and
wait up!
He squeaks in the distance a little ways as he hears you coming after him, and tries to scurry away faster. But after a few moments, it's pretty easy for you to catch up to him, as he's much slower than you, being having been in this location for quite a while. He's not as physically fit as he used to be or anything like this.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I promise. I think. Well, I guess it depends, right?
At least you're not one of the golems.
Tell me about the
What do you
golems.
want? Why are you chasing me?
Well, see, I'm new here, and I'm fixing to break ourselves out of here.
I guess you're new if you think that.
Well, yeah, I did say I was new here. So, what about the golem? What did you say about the golem?
I don't trust them. They seem like they're nice and all, but there's something wrong with them.
How many of them are
We
there?
just don't trust them.
How many of them are there?
10, I think, something like that. 8.
That's a lot. And they just walk around the ring here, or walk around the prison.
They don't fight or anything, but I mean, you've seen them. They kind of look like, and I didn't say this before, they kind of look like bears, like skeleton bears. They're crazy. There's no way.
They made that constructs into skeleton bears? Ugh.
Yeah, they definitely.
Probably reconnecting. Someone
That
froze.
was Cassie.
If I had to guess.
Oh, that was Cassie. Yeah, I have to agree. They don't really look that friendly.
They're crazy. There's no way. They can't just cure diseases. That can't be all they do.
Okay.
Trying to steal your mind or something. They're taking something from you.
Yeah. Just calm down for a second. So, how long have you been in here?
I don't know. I don't know.
How many?
I haven't been keeping track.
How many of you are in these tunnels here?
I just I don't know, 15 of us, 20, maybe. I don't.
And you just
numbers. It doesn't matter.
And you just hang out in here?
We're trying to dig. We're doing what we can.
You're digging.
A little bit.
Can you show me?
Sure, I guess. It kind of brings you a ways deeper, and you start to hear like these noises as you make it, some scraping noises, and eventually you make it to an edge looking outwards, where there is some amount of digging happening. It looks like they've fashioned some sort of primitive tools out of just rudimentary items, maybe chippings from the stone that they're using to chip at other pieces of stone. They've managed to make their way through like 20 feet of it or so, but it's only 20 feet. They still undoubtedly have hundreds of feet to go.
And it's probably not going anywhere useful, huh?
They're just digging out.
Okay.
It's pretty good though, yeah. Yeah, we'll get out.
Yeah.
We'll get out someday.
This is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the golems, and have they ever attacked anybody?
Not that I've seen, at least. But I mean, I don't know. People, they're gone sometimes. I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
What do you make of the who are the people we're going to see? The choir?
The choir.
What do you make of the choir?
They're wasting their time. They can't. There's nothing in the song. The song's nothing. We just gotta dig.
Okay. Well,
Look, you need to go. You need to go before Avantina sees you. She would need to clear you, and I just can't.
Yeah, I'll be back. What's her name? Avatini?
Avantina?
Avatina? All right.
Yeah.
I'll be back probably. We'll see.
He's cool, guys. He's cool. Don't worry. Yeah.
All right. I'll like shuffle out now. And I'll just relay all the information about the golems and there's a bunch of gnomes, and I imagine it's not just gnomes, it's like halflings and gnomes and
there's gnomes
things.
and halflings down there. Yep.
Kind of wanted that conversation to continue, so Justin can keep talking like that.
You like that? The crazed voice, the insane
Good voice.
All right, let's
As you kind of make it back to the group and you head a little bit further forward, there's a passageway that heads off inwards, a radial that heads inwards. But as you make it there, you can just start to hear kind of the distant singing from further ahead of people who are kind of quietly singing to themselves and trying to like match tones of the voices that they're hearing resonating through the stones from up ahead.
Okay. Let's I'll just relay that information and we'll continue on to the choir for now.
As you're heading there, you find what looks like maybe 15, 20, maybe a couple dozen people who are taking turns or like doing some amount of like, you know, doing the whole thing, holding one ear, like humming to themselves, trying to match the tone, and like conversing with each other, trying to. No, I'm pretty sure it goes up, and then you know you got to warble downwards. There's a lot of not proper discussions on music theory happening amongst this small group of people. And as you make it here, the song in the distance falters. And I'd like everyone to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Y'all have advantage.
With advantage, right? Yeah.
The advantage.
Let me. And you get a Myetharia, Rev, and Winry
yeah.
get a
no.
D4.
And I get it for the wine.
Oh, yes. I get it for the wine, too.
Oh.
Sick.
I'm rolling like crap. This is terrible.
Oh, that hurts
Um,
so bad.
That is an 8.
25.
Did you add your D4?
13.
I for sure did.
13, Myetharia.
Yeah.
Yep, 13 for you, 8 for Rev, 25 for Jack. Bryn?
That's gonna be a big ol' 9.
9 for Bryn. Wow.
I know. I rolled a 2.
Oof. And
Oh,
Winry?
my poo-poo.
13, but I'm going to use the Boot of Madness
Oh, yeah.
to roll again.
Well, is it a
Not at
mind-altering
advantage.
thing?
I would say yes. That is. It
Oh,
is-
right, that happened last
Sure
time.
feels like it.
Mind-affecting effect. Okay. Do I roll the D4 again?
The 2.
Oh, with I would say no. You shouldn't re-roll the d4. What was yours? I'm sorry. 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. 19, 21.
Yeah. So the three of you guys, Jack, Winry, and Bryn, have enough to withstand it. You still are nearly overwhelmed with this pain that suddenly afflicts all of you. This agony. You're able to keep upright. You're able to still do things, but for the next minute, Myetharia and Rev just drop to the floor, like holding their heads, just screaming out as this pain racks them. The most horrible pain. Yes.
Justin, could I roll with disadvantage? But while the song starts, can I listen as hard as I can to it and try to, like, you know, take in as much information about it as I can?
Once the song starts again, you mean?
No, I meant like retroactively, like right now.
Well,
The song
What up?
stops when the
It's
pain.
stopping,
Oh,
which
right,
is why.
that's what I meant. Okay, it's when it stops. Never mind, I had it backwards.
Yeah,
Never mind.
that's why it's so confusing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Myetharia, Rev though just drop to the ground, rolling, holding their head as this agony. It feels like your skin's just being flayed from your very body, like just ripped apart for a full minute or so. You don't take any damage beyond the mental and physical toll that suddenly racking pain for a minute straight has upon the body. And suddenly,
So a lot.
at the end of this, you start to hear this faltering noise again, this distorted song in the distance, and the pain ebbs away once more. And breathing deep, just able to get under control again and feel like you can think and move once more.
Since I was able to withstand it, I want to be standing like next to Myetharia and kind of like have a hand on her and try to like, I don't know, coax her out of it.
Yep, I'm kneeling next to Rev.
Well, I certainly don't want that to happen again. Let's try and get this figured out sooner rather than later.
Damn, that sucked.
You could say that again.
You certainly can. as a man comes stepping around the corner. Says, "Nice to see new faces around here. Been a little while. My name's Theron Willen. And, well, we are, at least we call ourselves, the Sons of the Resistance. We do what we can to keep everyone's spirits up down here." It's a male, half-elf man who, the only defining feature beyond his kind of soiled attire from all of the, the time spent down here, is a necklace that he has on him. And at the end of it is a small holy symbol, basically. It's a holy symbol with what appears to be a sunburst.
What did he say his name was again?
Theron Willen.
And what race was he cut out when I was putting?
Half elf.
And what do we know about the sunburst?
You could make a religion check if you'd like to.
I would. Why is religion an intelligence skill? 15.
Only 11.
Okay. Is it the highest?
15.
I could try. I don't think I got it. I think I got a -1.
BRB.
I got 2.
Oof.
You don't think you know the name of it, but you have heard of various people who worship deities or like the light, the sun, harvest gods, things like this. There's no... you don't think it's necessarily a widespread or unified group of beliefs or anything like this, but it is a common enough thing for people to kind of sacrifice to for the good harvests and things like this.
Well, very warm greetings, Theron. My name is Jack, and we're the protectors of the past, and we were sent here to save you.
Well, at least someone was looking out for us, but fortunately it seems you've fallen into the same pit as us. Metaphorically speaking.
We heard from others down here that you all are working on something relating to the song.
They are, yes, the choir. And they've kind of started to gather themselves once more and, begin their pitchy attempts at learning more about the effects and the composition of this song.
As soon as their pitchy song starts, I'm like, no, from the diaphragm. You have to breathe deeper and really bring it from the diaphragm. What are... Sorry. How can we help? I can offer some expertise in this regard.
Well, you can try to learn the song if you'd like. I'm sure the choir is always looking for people to join, but we of the Sons of the Resistance mostly seek to keep the peace. Try to keep hopes up. And when possible, see if we can find a way out, but so far little success there.
Well, maybe some fresh eyes will be helpful. I'm sorry. I'll like walk past him over to where the people are singing, and I'm like, you must little higher there. That's not how you harmonize.
Just clarifying, are these rooms like cells? Like, are they locked in?
No, there's not really like cells. They're more just like 10 foot by 10 foot, like cubicles almost for them to, or maybe 10 by 20, for just a handful of people to be hanging out in.
Theron, do you know where the true singers are?
True singers? What do you mean?
Where the singers who are truly singing are?
Well, it sounds the loudest when you make your way towards the center, I can say that.
The center, so that passageway back there?
There
We
was,
passed-
yes. There is a way towards the center there.
Has anyone gone down there?
You can try. There is some effects that try to block you from going over. I know that much. For the most part, people stay away from it.
Well, we are here on a rescue, so that's just what we'll have to do, I suppose.
Understandable.
What's happening with the anti-magic field?
You are not under the effects of anti-magic anymore down here.
Yeah, it stopped
But you
like
can
20
tell that if you
40
wanted
feet.
to consider it, you are still under the effects, and actually a more powerful effect that prevents teleportation in its entirety.
Makes sense.
There's also, in case you're really thinking about it, there's no ability to access any planes outside of the physical plane. There's no etherealness that can happen down here. Nothing of this nature either.
Interesting.
So while they're still having this conversation with Theron, I want to go over to the choir and I want to say, like, I'll pull out my banjo and I'll pluck a few strings and be like, no, like this, and I'll like play it and try to get them to match. And I'll say, I still know a decent amount about music, and I also know the song that sounds very similar to this song, but it's not distorted. What do you know about the song so far? How far have you gotten in studying it?
A few have made some slight strides in the right direction in terms of following the way that the music is put together, the composition of it, but none have really any real grasp on the song in its entirety, and certainly not enough to be able to complete the Song of Forms. But what you can pick out by talking with them briefly is that it sounds like the same efforts that you put forth when you were first learning the Song of Forms from Tiljan.
Why not
But
teach
they don't
them?
have a actual teacher.
Why don't you go ahead and teach them?
The
long do they
actual
take?
song and
These
not the
people are not
historical one?
professionals, first of all, and second of all, it took Jack days of traveling to learn this song.
Jack, what happens if you sing your Song of Forms while this one's going?
That's a great question.
I could try,
Can you only do
but
it
when the
once?
song ends is when pain happens. Maybe I should try to sing the song when this song stops.
Can you sing it multiple times?
Yeah, it just hurts every
I
time.
can sing it.
I
I think I
help
can
you.
sing it for. I think it lasts for a minute.
It lasts for as long as you want to keep singing.
Oh, that's true.
So you want to just start it now so you're not hurting and then try and sing through the pain? Maybe
Like a torture tactic. Just sing through the pain.
Myetharia, could you like boost his mental fortitude so we could keep singing when she stops again, or it stops again? A hand's ability.
I'm not sure.
What do you
I'm
say?
not sure I have anything to help that. I can only use the enhance ability once a day, so
I can give it. To
and I don't. Let's see, there's that. I don't have any spells that would help with that.
you. Well, I could start singing, but once I start, I have to keep singing to keep the effect up. Do we want to investigate the hallway first, or should we try this and see what happens? Let's try this, see what happens.
It's every 10 minutes, right? That she stops.
Give or take. It's not a specific time.
So maybe can we keep talking until closer to that where he starts
Yeah.
the song approximately 8 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Oh, I can only sing.
I can.
I take the 1d10 damage at the start of every 10 minutes. So I can keep saying it, but every 10 minutes I take the damage.
So yeah, we
So
wait.
that's
until-
probably why they falter every 10 minutes. Interesting.
Oh, you're right.
That makes more sense. What the heck are you guys looking at?
A bug.
There's a ladybug that's following the like
fan.
flight of the fan.
Ladybug, it's the winter.
It's probably one of those stupid
Yeah.
Fake
things
ladybugs.
that's all ladybugs. Yeah.
Well,
as you guys
I
are
mean, as we
thinking
get
about this, as you guys are thinking about this and kind of talking and considering what your next actions are, a man walks around the corner, an elven man, it appears. And as he comes around the corner, says, "Thern, I'd heard that there were some new..." And he freezes. And his eyes look terrified.
No.
No. And he just turns and starts to walk away. Jack, you recognize this man. It is Gil.
Whoa! Oh, really?
He looks disheveled. His clothing clearly rumpled and in better state, or in worse state than you've ever seen him. His hair grown out and patchy, kind of ripped and like cut in weird locations as though it's grown out significantly, but unmistakably, it is him.
Would I recognize him too? Because you said in Bresk that I recognized him.
Yeah, you probably would.
I'm gonna
Okay.
run after him.
And that's when we were separated, so or
Jack!
running, so we wouldn't know about him.
Yeah.
Jack,
I'm gonna run after him, catch up to him.
No, no, please. Not like this. Don't
Follow Jack and
torture
I'll
me
keep
with
my
this
distance.
too!
Oh no. I'll follow him. I'll follow Jack, but I'll keep my distance. Kind of. I'll listen to the conversation, but I'll keep my distance.
You've definitely seen better days, Gil. How long have you been down here?
You've seen better days.
Listen,
Been
7
7 weeks, 3 days, 4 hours, and 37 minutes.
when were you captured?
Shortly after leaving Bresk. Almost said Dassen, but I guess it's technically also true because I left the country.
Was that you that I saw your pants got pulled down?
He thinks for a moment. Like his mouth was working as though he was going to say something, and then it occurs to him. Says, "Fuck you."
Oh, it wasn't me. I thought I'd recognize
No,
you,
no,
but-
it never was. It never was you. Never. Not Mr. Diplomatic, always friendly Jack. Could never have been him. Certainly not with my sister. That definitely wasn't him either.
Listen,
No.
this is
I don't know that I
neither the
need to.
time. This is neither the time nor the place, Gil.
Cassie, build up your energy.
We need to get. We're here to get everyone out, and that includes you. You don't belong here any more than the rest of these folks. And
He's kind
never
of
thought
sizing
I'd
you
say
up.
this. I never thought I'd say this, but it's good to see you. We need as many talented people down here helping as we can get.
You dirtbag. Such a low blow. He kind of stands up and he grabs your collar with one hand. He says, "Why can't you just be a jerk when you're supposed to be?"
When he pulls me
Shoves
up,
you in the shoulder.
No,
Show
while-
some
while he's got-
aggression. Show something.
So he notices that after he lets go of me and backs up, he's got my cloak of many fashions around his shoulders. Like, I took it off when he grabbed me and tried to bring it around him to give him another like layer of warmth.
He looks at it. Son of a You
That's a lender. That's really important to me, but you
Jack,
look like you need it more than I do.
Jack, we might actually need that. That has your pocket.
So he unties it, crumples it, and throws it down. Listen, you honestly think you can get out of here?
Yeah, we've been in stickier situations than this.
Well, as much as I hate you, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth.
For what it's
Understood.
worth, never mind. It's good to see you.
I cannot say the same thing. But I can say, I will put aside the specifics of my enmity until we find ourselves in more suitable location.
That actually sounds nice.
And at that point, I will stab you with the pointy end of something until you bleed.
There's so many people around, Gil. You shouldn't talk so dirty.
No,
my float.
Darren, that's not what I meant. You know that's not what I meant.
That's what I heard.
Don't you get in this too? Wait, until it bleeds? Why would... No!
Yikes.
I'll kind of like reach over to put my hand on his shoulder and do like a pat and then say, come on, I think we're making some headway with the choir. We could use your singing abilities there.
They're fools. There's nothing to be learned. You can't hear it well.
Are we getting around to when the song is going to stop?
You knew the time, you could ask him. How many more
Probably
minutes?
in a couple of
That's
minutes.
true. Gil, how
It's
much
not-
longer until the song stops?
It's not consistent. I know that much. I've tried to count it. It's close, but it's never exactly the same. Sometimes it doesn't last 10, sometimes it lasts 15. Somewhere always in that range.
Does the voice always sound the same?
Yes, it's the same person. I can tell that much. Can't hear it well enough to hear anything beyond that.
Jack, who's your friend?
His sister.
And the train.
Yeah, that's me.
Cassie, what did you say? My sister?
And his sister.
And his sister, yeah. Well, everyone, I thought maybe we would meet under better circumstances than this, but this is Gilgaril Fenwick. He's the eldest son of the Fenwick family in Calanis, and we've known each other for a very long time.
Do we hear you call him Gil?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, you mean like your unseen servant?
Let's not.
Wait, what?
No, she's mistaken. It's a popular name. It's not Bryn. Not the time.
Embarrassing mom moment.
What?
Embarrassing mom moment.
More like I just shot off the fuse on this one. Let's not get it started again.
And this pompous jerk here took my sister and deflowered her.
Still calling it
true.
that?
Against your
these
will?
days?
I don't care if it was her will or not. She's my sister.
As I've
You
said
don't-
many times, Gil, that's not what happened. I know you like to think that there's good grounds for your distaste of me, but you know just as well as I do that you just hate my family just like your father does. Be more original.
Oh, I have so many questions.
What were you saying, Winry?
I don't remember.
Well, I, for one, find it pretty hard to believe that Jack got laid.
Against your will.
Against her will.
Say it again, Ryan.
Well, I, for one, find it pretty hard to believe that Jack got laid.
See, this one I like. He can stay.
You gonna kick the rest of us out?
Oh.
I never thought about putting the two of you together, but now that we're here, it does seem like it makes a lot of sense.
At least this one can see through your bullshit.
Isn't that an antithesis?
I didn't think I would
I'm
miss.
so confused.
I didn't think I would miss this, Gil, but apparently I do. And no, I did not do that with your sister. We did other things, but not that.
You can see the red building in his cheeks once more.
So let's stay focused on the task at hand. We got this Song of Forms here.
Yes,
What
Yeah,
yes.
this prison to get out of, this obelisk to destroy.
Yeah, Gil, come join the choir for a second. We're gonna try something together when the singing stops.
Justin's face just
I
twitching over
will
there.
not join anything with you.
Even if it means getting out of here?
I think this might be a good opportunity just to place aside our past histories with each other to escape.
I might be able to if he would stop sticking his finger in there. Not like that, damn it!
I will promise you that Jack will stop sticking his fingers anywhere, and just as long as you help with the choir. It's important.
Kind of mumbles under his breath. Freaking Elwyn, I can't believe it.
That's Jack. A while ago, our very first truth or something game. And one of the questions was, have you ever been in love? I think I remember that name from that game.
He said he loved her.
Well, doesn't that make it better?
I'm gonna loop my arm. I'm gonna loop my arm in Gil's arm and pat his arm and be like, "Come along, darling. We're going this way." And I'm just gonna start leading him and try calmly leading him towards the chorus.
He's just like
Come along.
panting,
We're going to try.
panting in rage.
That is
Going on an
top-tier
adventure.
girlfriend right there. Not jealousy, just helping poke that bear.
She's like, "If Jack can't
Yeah.
poke, I will."
Good to have a teammate.
He does allow himself to be led away though, but he's like
Good.
panting in rage as he does so.
Deep breaths, deep breaths. It's good for the soul.
About this point, thou, after that conversation, you think that the song might falter soon.
Okay, so I'll tell everyone, including Gil in the choir group, be like, okay, I think I know where this song comes from. It's a distortion of the Song of Forms that I know. It took me a long time to learn it, but maybe the rest of you together can pick up pieces of it, and together we can fight against it.
Of
So,
course, he's Shining knows this too.
Do your best to follow my
Shiny.
lead. And I'll take a deep breath, and I'll wait for the song to falter.
Well, you want
I'll cast guidance on Jack. That's all I've got.
I imagine that it's not like a hard stop. It like kind of wisps away, right?
It kind of falters, like
Yeah.
breaks apart.
So
And so when you start to
feel
hear
like-
it breaking,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and start to sing to try to take it up instead. You go ahead and take the damage. Roll for that.
Roll it
I
low,
sing it too.
roll it low.
You can.
Damage.
I know.
No
Okay.
damage.
You can go ahead and roll yourself for damage too.
Every time.
Did you max?
Oh, yeah,
Did
you
you
count
just?
Winry? No, you got a 9, but
I got a 9 too.
That's hit point max damage also.
Max. Yep. Which is okay because we had
Well-
12 buff from something.
Yeah. Yeah. From yeah.
so does that take the max hit points away like permanently?
Until long rest.
Till a long rest.
Or
So,
cleansed with a
uh,
greater restoration.
Not gonna
Yeah.
do it, guys. Sorry.
In Sylvan. Hang on.
A necklace. Yes. I think I can already hear thunder here.
Yeah, we
In
had
Sylvan, I
one here
start with life is a dream that has found its form. I sing these dreams that they might be born. And then I start in on the song.
the agony still comes, but I will give everyone advantage on the wisdom saving
Ooh.
throw.
Jack also has a D4.
Yeah.
Everybody has a D4.
Everybody.
So do those who have the bless and the good berry have 2 D4s?
Sure.
Oh my
Oh, so
gosh!
that's-
I rolled a 1
That's
and a
Myetharia
2.
and Winry.
Wow.
Myetharia and Winry,
a
you have
1
2
on the-
D4s. 2 of them. Roll another
Okay,
one. Two.
great.
Anyone that
Okay.
rolled a 17 or higher
Oh.
succeeds on this.
Wait, why am I rolling a D4? Because that came in clutch.
The potion of
Oh,
heroism you have
Oh, yeah.
less effectively.
Yeah,
Let me
that-
double check my math, but I think I only have a 14.
I rolled a 17, so I'm good.
I rolled a
Any
16.
lightning again.
I rolled a 16, and that bless got me across the finish line.
Nice.
This extra sucks that this happened in front of Gil, but I only rolled a 14.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Gil also will collapse with this pain. And so
It
the
does,
two of
thank
you can be similarly incapacitated. What really happens, though, for everybody else then, is as soon as the song from Jack falters, though, because he collapses to the ground having failed, the song falters from him as well, and then other people begin to drop. Like, a few of them had withstood it at first, as though Jack's singing might have helped to brace them to some extent, or maybe the echoing of it had reached long distant ears just a little bit. But as soon as Jack's voice falters in the pain and the agony as he falls to the ground as well, it refreshes, and everybody else, not necessarily all of you guys if you succeeded still, but the other people in the room, the other choir members and Gil, also collapse with this pain and begin to writhe in agony.
We couldn't
Can't
hear
hear
you,
you.
Steph.
Wasn't Winry singing 2 and she passed her wisdom save?
No, I only rolled 10.
Oh, okay.
Well, it felt. Is it over?
After a minute, it goes through once more. The song in the distance begins again, and at that point, the pain recedes.
We just heard the thunder. That's not.
That was terrible.
It felt easier to withstand that time, but it still wasn't quite enough. So perhaps it had some effect, but still not enough. Unless you can keep singing through it.
I can certainly try.
All right.
I don't want you to keep hurting yourself over this.
All right. There's one other thing we need to check out, right? We need to check out the passageway that's blocked.
Yeah, I think that's where we need to head next.
Gil's panting on the ground. Yeah. I'll let you. Just know. Whew, it's blocked with a warding spells. So, don't die without me killing you. And all.
Why don't you come along and help us, dear? Sure, you prove some use.
You know what? Fine. Yes, I'll come.
There we go. Another brave soldier to our ranks.
Looks at there, not like that. Don't. No.
Did he attempt to sing the song with us?
No, he could try to sing, but there's no way that any of these people would be able to learn it in a reasonable enough fashion to have any effect without you guys staying in here for days.
We ain't got days. Actually, Justin, how much time has passed since we were told we have an hour left?
A little over 20 minutes.
Ooh.
Crazy
That's a
20
busy
minutes.
20 minutes. Good
That's
gracious.
a lot of fighting in 20 minutes.
Actually, probably closer to, with these 2 breaks here, yeah, we're probably pushing closer to a half an hour.
Okay,
We
let's
need to
go.
get going.
Listen, I should, yeah. There's a man in... Finn is freaking out from the thunder. He's going to be really great for the end of this session.
No.
There's a man. He arrived a couple of weeks ago. Made a beeline straight for this area and somehow made it past the defenses. No one really knows why he's here, but no one's really had a chance to talk with him either. But he looked like an inquisitor.
He's still down here, though?
Rumor is he's still there. Offering advice here or there to some people. But, yeah, he stays in that area.
Like offering advice to the prisoners?
Yeah, there's a group who, wants to turn themselves into these horrific monsters and to escape the pain. But people are crazy. They do crazy things when they're subjected to routine agony on a schedule. It has a way of breaking you. And, well, before it can break your minds, I think you should... Wow, that was loud. I heard that one through Becca's mic.
I hear it. I heard it. Yeah.
I think you should head towards... I think that's the only way to go. That's meaningful.
Okay.
Well, let's go.
As you head down this direction, there is a hallway that leads inwards towards the center of the ring. As you get close, I will have whoever wants to can make an investigation check to search for what Theron was talking about.
Let me find them wards.
Go for it. You can roll with advantage if you'd like, with everybody else helping you.
Oh, is he just rolling? Or are we all?
Oof. I rolled okay, so what's the thing here? So I rolled a 1. I rolled a 11 and a 1. Do I get to re-roll that 1?
I think that's what we've decided in the past.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to re-roll
Just
that 1
once.
then. All right. 25.
Okay.
Nice.
So you find that there are 2 things going on here. Oh, there came the 1 through finally. 2 things going on. The first thing that you can see in the distance, just on the other side, is a glyph of warding. It's not that hard to see, but you would still have to do something about it. The other thing as you start getting close is you start feeling this effect that makes you just not want to be here anymore. You're just starting to feel it, but if you started to take any further steps forwards, this antipathy effect would start to make you want to leave. And so any further steps would cause me to make you roll a saving throw to try to resist the effects, basically.
And how far are we now from the Glyph of Warding?
Like 30 feet or so.
This Inquisitor guy, he's not on this side of the wards, he's on the other side of the wards?
That's correct. You have not
Okay.
seen him yet.
All right.
As though he bypassed this antipathy effect somehow without disabling it.
Okay. Let's try and push through for a second, see what happens.
Okay. Anyone who wants to try to push through, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
With
I'll be
advantage?
able to.
If you
try.
have advantage from something, then yes.
Hero's Feast, right?
Oh. That's, yeah.
Okay.
Goodberry?
Everybody's got
Uh,
saving throw.
The wine, yeah.
Um, 18, 3. I rolled pretty well here.
27.
Very
Stephanie
nice.
is reminding Winry, Rev, and Myetharia to roll 2d4s and add it for wisdom saving.
2d4s.
I'll add another one then.
31.
That's 30 total. Nice.
25 for me.
I rolled over 20.
Wow, Rev.
That's a lot.
I know, right? Ended up being 21 with the
Nice.
some really dope
Nice.
blessing rolls.
Nice.
Bryn rolled 26.
What did Jack get?
25.
Very nice. So it sounds like everyone rolled above a 19, which was the required save.
Nice.
And so none of you get affected by this urge. Like, you all feel this intense urge for just a moment to just run, to just get away as far as you can. But you push through it, fight against it, and after a moment, you kind of get to the other side of it and are no longer affected by it.
Is Gil still with us?
Oh, good point.
I can
Gil
give
does
him
not get
guidance, too.
advantage.
I can give him guidance.
Gil tries to run.
Ah.
Up to you if anyone wants to try to force him to come along, but he is, according to the spell, he is frightened and attempts to get away as fast as he can.
So I assume he's kind of towards the back, so I'll be like, oh, Gil, we made it through. Man, good work. Oh, Gil, wait, hey.
Yeah, you turn around and he is rounding the corner back to the main part of the prison again.
Oh. Okay.
Let him.
I was gonna say, can I try to like calm him and soothe him? But he's already booking it.
He going. Does it seem like the antipathy spell came from the Glyph of Warding, or is it a
No.
separate effect?
It is a separate effect.
Okay, so we're getting closer to the Glyph of Warding now.
Yep, the glyph is in front of you now, yes.
All right. I'll pull out my wand. I want to try to dispel it. I've only got 3 charges left, but I think that would mean I would cast it at a 5th level.
I know that spell. Would I be able to tell you? Or do
You know Glyph of Warding?
It is a cleric spell, so she could in fact tell you that it is a 3rd level abjuration.
Oh. I will pull out my wand of Dispel Magic and swish it about, use 1 charge, and cast Dispel Magic on it.
The spell disables the glyph for the time being. It does not remove it entirely in this case, as it is a more permanent enchantment, but it does turn it off for the time being. For the
Okay,
next
It's not like just
hour,
Can
I
we
think
not
it is.
just like scratch it out or something?
You could spend the time to deface it if you'd like to, but it is like built into the stone, and it would take you multiple minutes to get rid of.
Yeah, let's just scoot
Okay.
across it.
Scoot across.
On the other side of the glyph is a small rift. And as you step into it and look upwards, you note that you are in what appears to be the bottom of another pit. And looking up a couple 100 feet above, or like a little over 100 feet above you, is what appears to be a stone obelisk, technically. Straight above you is what appears to be a floating stone obelisk. There is ice that coats every surface here, all the way around, including the 5-foot wide stone bridge that bridges the gap in front of you. You also know as soon as you stepped into this area, there is a strong anti-magic field that coats this entire region, as though it bleeds down from above. 70 feet beneath the bridge, looking downwards, there's an adamantine spiked grate that seems to stop the fall of anyone who tries to jump downwards instead. Beneath that, Finn forced his way out. Beneath that, there is what appears to be a river down there. And looking down, you can see there have been a couple people who tried to make their way to the river. They didn't make it there. There are bodies laying across this grate, dead, down below. Taking it carefully, you work your way across this bridge, slowly, methodically, careful not to slip on any of the ice that's nearby. And beyond the room, beyond the bridge, there is a small room, in which stands, in the corner, on the side, a man. The man, as I quickly try to pull up the picture for you, has in his hand what appears to be a white bear skull mask, just kind of turning it over in his hand a little bit. He's well dressed, well put together, as though none of this that's going on around seems to affect him. And as he looks towards you, says, well, if it isn't the protectors of the pass. Well, that's a fun one to find. My name, and I'm sure you're well acquainted with me by now, as I am with you, is Guthwolf. And I think we have much to talk about. And that is where we are going to end things for tonight's session.
Oh shit! God!
Wow.